Yeah, hello everybody, and welcome to another Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I'm your host Ricky Chaburgi, and joining me from Arizona is my buddy Derek. How you doing, Derek?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. We've been getting a lot of the residuals from this hurricane that's off in the ocean. I think it might have hit by now, but there's basically a hurricane out in the ocean, and our meteorologist here in Phoenix said that basically like the 23rd through the 30th was going to be wet, and they're right. The only thing is it's only raining in the nighttime. It's really not raining during the daytime.
Well, that explains why we got this nice, cool weather the last few days, which is cool with me.
Well, that's the thing. It's usually like 107 or 110
Right?
right now in Phoenix. Right now it's like 88, but it's just so humid from the rains at night that it's just miserable here. And I've been out working and doing manual labor all day the last 3 days, and it's just normally it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's just been so humid this last 3 days. It's really
Yeah, same
gross. So
here.
I'm ready for it to dry back out and be the desert again.
Yep. Yep. It's been pretty humid here too, and I think they finally got our AC problem at work taken care of.
We just spent a bunch of money getting our AC fixed. The squirrel cage was like broken and the motor was going out. It was like $700
Ooh,
but she's blowing ice cold air now, so we're happy. Andrea Lynn
ooh.
over there in Junction City, Judy Dunn watching tonight. We have Esther Unruh. We also have Connie Judd here in the house from White City, Ellen
Awesome.
Dodson from Leavenworth,
Hey, Ellen.
Brian Mullen from Liberal. Awesome, man. I love that. I'm from Elkhart, so that's just right up the road.
Yeah.
Judy Dunn's in Topeka. Christopher
Yeah, it's
Unruh, I
Christopher.
believe, from Greensburg is here.
Yeah, and that's his sister Esther, also from
Oh,
Great.
nice.
Yeah.
And then we have Trisha Arnold holding down YouTube. Trisha Arnold
Cool.
brought up a good point. So we have the Kansas Missing Unsolved Facebook page, and
Right.
we also have a group. And there's been some people posting like job, just like hey, we're hiring and stuff like that.
Right.
We do have admins on that group that handle that kind of stuff. Just as a heads up, like we're not gonna let anybody post anything that's not related to missing persons
Right.
in our group. We just can't do that. We can't have you sharing your favorite artist or say you're looking for people at work and stuff. Although the internet's a great place to find people like that. It's just that group's not really necessarily made for anything like that. It's literally
Right.
just to share the flyers that we come up with, and we learn about cases with that group as well. But yeah, we do have admins, and then also if you share a flyer and you want to reshare it, wait at least a week. We have some people that share the same flyer over and over again, and we understand we have to find these people. But it would be unfair to our audience on our group if we just shared the same flyer over and over again every day. It would be unfair to the other cases. So,
Yeah.
again, we share all the flyers we can, and we can just kind of just try to keep it at a keep it civil. Try to keep things that don't belong on the missing persons group off
Right.
of there. And if you're sharing multiple things, just kind of don't abuse it basically. But yeah,
Right.
I wanted to
Another
bring
thing
that up tonight.
on that note, another thing I've been noticing and I've had to deal with is in the comments, people hitting on people in the comments saying, "Hey, you're beautiful. Send me your friend request." Kind of crap.
Yeah,
I deleted a bunch of those comments and stuff.
it's the internet, man. Doesn't take
Yeah.
long for somebody to try to pervert anything that's constructive. Judy Dunn says we are trying to find who killed our kids and those who are missing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the people that are sharing the same flyers every day, I get it. If my
Yeah.
child was missing or had an unsolved homicide, I'd share it every day. Just trying to be realistic for everybody else
Right.
in the group. She says, "Hi everyone, I'm late, but I'm here. Hi Anna.
Hey,
Hi
Diana.
Diana." I said hi
Glad you made
Anna.
it. Glad you made it, Diana. And still nothing new to report on Kenny Rychek either.
Right, but we will talk about him tonight. And then we have Denise Law from Gas, Kansas.
I never have heard of Gas,
Me
Kansas.
neither.
Oh my
And then we
gosh.
have Tatum backstage.
Yep.
Her camera's off just in case we accidentally pull her up. She doesn't want anybody to see her. She turned her camera off because she doesn't trust us.
She told me before the show, I don't trust you guys.
I don't know if I'd trust us either, Rick. But she'll be commenting as Kansas Missing and Unsolved. You'll
Yeah.
see her throughout the night. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get to a break real quick. We're going to come right back with some cases. You're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We'll be right back after this.
If you or someone you know is thinking of running from home, has run away, or if you are a runaway ready to go back home, call 1-800-RUNAWAY. That's 1-800-786-2929.
I noticed Trisha down there just said smart woman. Okay, we're going to get started with Victoria Evans, which is a newer one that I just did. We are actually going through posting quite a few new ones, so just trying to get them out there. Basically, we're combing through KBI, and the ones that have photos, we're going to go ahead and make flyers for and post, and that's where a lot of these are coming from.
Okay.
So, and so far, I think Tatum said we did 16 today, and I think 44 overall so far. So, wow. Okay, Victoria Evans, she's missing from Wichita, Kansas since June 17th of 2021. She was 28 when she went missing. She would now be 30. She's 4'11", 100 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Victoria's disappearance, you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or 316-268-4111 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't help get Victoria located and see that she's okay.
Yeah, it feels like people slip through the cracks. This is a while ago.
Yeah. And that's our main motivation, is just want to, the ones that haven't been covered, the ones we haven't seen in the media, the ones we haven't seen on law enforcement Facebook or Twitter or whatever.
Right.
Get them out there, get some exposure, get some information built up. See, Brandon just popped in backstage.
Right. He showed up, man. Lisa Novak watching from Randall.
Cool.
And then Tatum's back on her personal account as well. You'll see her from both of those.
And we've got Amanda from Amarillo.
Hope all is staying cool. The attempts have been brutal. I believe it.
Yep, Connie, I was mentioning a little bit ago, nothing new on Kenny. I wished I had something to give you guys on Kenny, but there's just nothing. It's same information, different day, nothing new.
But if anybody has any idea on how to find out if Kenny's checks are still being cashed, I don't know how to find out that information. If anybody listening knows a way to find out if Kenny's checks are still being cashed, that doesn't prove anything. I just think it's really shady if somebody's cashing those checks and he hasn't been seen in 2 years. I just want to know if those checks are being cashed, basically, because he's nowhere to be found.
Right.
She's saying hi to Tatum backstage.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about Michelle Drones.
All right. This it's another one we got from KBI today, or not today, but KBI. She's missing from Wichita also. Missing since June 7th, 2022. She was 52 when she went missing. She's now 53, so she's had a birthday in the short time she's been missing. She's 5'10", 160 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Michelle's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or 316-268-4111 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And I did see in the comments on her flyer, somebody said that she had posted recently on Facebook. So, I mean, hopefully that's her posting. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it's not. But and some other people had mentioned that she moved out of state or something. She may not even realize she's missing. So, Michelle, by chance you see this or you're told about this, get a hold of the Wichita Police Department down there and let them know that you're okay and things of that nature so they can get you cleared and get your case closed.
Yeah. Are a lot of those cases Wichita cases? Because we just covered that city
most of what I've been doing recently is we've been going through the Sedgwick County list. And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So I'll be playing a concert in Kansas again on October 7th in Wichita. And something me and Ricky and everybody, Tatum, everybody, we're going to try to work on between now and October is putting together a banner like we did for the Gunsmoke sessions. And I want to feature 10 missing Wichita people. There's the sad thing is we're going to have trouble narrowing it down to 10 because there's so many people missing from Wichita.
Oh, tons. I mean, it's just crazy. There's just pages and pages of them on the website. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's one of the more populated cities in the state, but it's just crazy how many of these flyers each week we do this show,
Right.
and just Wichita pops up so much. It's just really,
Yeah. And as I mentioned, we're doing the ones on KBI that have photos with their listing. There's a lot that don't have photos.
yeah.
So if we can get photos, be glad to do those. If we can get some photos, I mean, I don't know why there's not, but there's not.
Doing this show makes you realize that the world's a pretty dark place at the end of the day. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people missing and unsolved crimes, and doing this show really puts it right in your face.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Yolanda.
Okay.
Garden City, Kansas. Wow, this is an old case.
This is one that I've actually been talking with her sister, and she asked me if I could get a flyer made, which I had one, and I had it posted, but I was not able to get a photo. Her sister actually provided me with photos that she'd gotten from another of their sisters, so I was able to add a few photos to the flyer.
Did she go missing from the fairgrounds?
Well, I'm not for sure on that one. Let's see what we got
Okay.
here. She's missing. It's kind of a confusing situation because this is a missing persons flyer, but you'll see how this goes here.
Okay.
Missing from Garden City since September 10th, 1992. She was 24 when she went missing. She'd now be 54, 5'3", 135 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. On June 29th of 2001, a jawbone was found by a citizen around the Arkansas River near a bridge in Pierceville, Kansas. FBI tests were concluded in December 2003 to reveal the jawbone was Yolanda's jawbone. Her husband, Manuel, was charged with her murder in 2002, but Finney County District Judge Thomas Richardson didn't find probable cause to bind him over for arraignment. So Manuel was deported to El Salvador after the murder charge was dismissed because of prior convictions. He cannot be extradited back to the U.S. to be charged with any crimes unless and until new evidence can be found in his case. And since the human remains were found, Finney County Sheriff's deputies have searched the banks of the Arkansas Riverbed for additional remains, but nothing has been found as of yet. Garden City Police Captain Mike said if people find what they believe to be human remains, they should leave the remains where they are and contact law enforcement immediately so they can come out and analyze it and determine whether they're human or not, and take their photos, collect it, whatever they need to do. So if you have any information regarding Yolanda's disappearance and apparent homicide, please call Crime Stoppers at 620-275-7807. Garden City Police Department at 620-276-1300, or the Finney County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-272-3700, or KBI at 1-800-572-7463, and see if we can help, get some more information, some more evidence, to be able to bring him back and charge him if he is indeed responsible for what happened to her.
That is wild. So this is not the one
Right.
I'm thinking of, because you have Yolanda Hernandez, Rachel Pratt, but there was another girl.
Yeah.
She was last seen at the fairgrounds. The fair was in town, the carnival, and she was never seen again. I forget where I learned that, but I want to make a flyer for her because I don't think we cover her. But
okay,
again, Garden City, not that big of a place, and
yeah.
missing people left and right.
Right, and if you got Kansas Missing and Unsolved, and you pull up Yolanda's flyer, there are some articles that go into it, some more in-depth information on her case. Apparently, the marriage to Manuel was not an ideal one. It was quite abusive and quite controlling on his part. So, wasn't a good situation.
Well, there needs to be some answers. That was way too long ago.
Yeah.
Wow, 30 years ago.
Yep.
Tell us about Joshua.
Okay, Josh Lee Kalina. We've covered him before, but his mom asked that we do it again, so we said sure. And this was in Topeka, Kansas on April 24th, 2007 at about 1:10 a.m. in the morning. Joshua was shot outside Terry's Billiards Club at 3919 Southwest 21st in Topeka by Timothy Abdul Kareem Shahid, Joshua had 4 gunshot wounds in the chest, 3 in the left hand, 2 in the buttocks, and 1 in the left hip, according to testimony during the trial. Witnesses say there was a second shooter described only as a large black man that fired at Joshua with Timmy Shaheed. Just over 14 years later, the second shooter still remains unidentified. And of course, it's been a little bit longer than 14 years now. It's actually coming up on 15 years, or a little over 15 years. Joshua's mother will not rest until or give up until she sees the second shooter is identified and behind bars for his involvement in Joshua's death. Since Timothy's conviction, Joshua's mother has visited Timothy in prison twice and has forgiven and befriended him. Her purpose in going there was to share Josh with him because she felt if he had known Joshua, he would never have done it. She had him watch Joshua's funeral. She brought pictures, caps, and diploma from the high school, the bells off his baby shoes, some pictures of his tattoos. He had gorgeous tattoos, one of her praying hands on his left forearm with his grandpa's rosary beads and handcuffs around the wrists and sun rays. She also brought his shirt, which still had his blood on it from that night. They talked for 4.5 hours, and in April 2016, the two met again, this time at a victims awareness event at the prison in front of inmates. That day, she referred to Timothy Shaheed as her friend and gave him a hug at the end of the event. And if anybody has any information regarding the identity of the second shooter, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9125 or 785-368-9551. Or if you want to call Crime Stoppers anonymously, that number is 785-234-0007. Or you can go to their website and submit a tip anonymously there at ShawneeCountyCrimeStoppers.com or their free mobile app at p3tips.com. See if we can't help get that second shooter identified.
Yeah. Have we talked to, has Joshua's family been in the chat room before? I feel like.
I don't remember if we had Judy on. Did we have Judy on? She's in the comments tonight. Judy, did we ever have you on the show?
I don't know if we had her on. I was going to say, yeah, we know. Okay, Judy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Judy done.
I was going to say, yeah, we've talked to family of Joshua.
Yeah.
That second shooter, though, still going to be the.
She is making the comment right here. It says, please someone come forward and give me the name of the second shooter. That's Josh Kalina's mom right there.
Okay. Yeah, I remember her now. Because I remember
she said, yes, we apparently have had her on the show, she said.
Okay. Yeah.
We've done so many shows and had a lot of different people, so it's hard to remember who all we've had on.
Right.
I was thinking we did, but wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I remember now. I mean, I remember Judy, but yeah, I just his flyer definitely was familiar. Let's talk about Gabriel
Orengo. Where are you on my list? Right there. Another Wichita case, missing since June 17th of 2022. He was 29 when he went missing. He's now 30, so again, he's had a birthday in that short amount of time. He's 5'9", 150 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Gabriel's disappearance, you know of his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get Gabriel located and back to where he needs to be, safe and sound.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when we get these cases off KBI like that, there's no information or circumstances behind the disappearances, just basically what you see on the flyer. That's all that's on there.
Right.
Which drives me crazy because I like to have on the flyers, I like to have a little bit of a background of the circumstances behind when they went missing to kind of give people an idea. Or even photo description, tattoo description, vehicle description, something.
A lot of times the only reason we have very detailed flyers is because a lot of these people that are on flyers, if they don't have some type of advocate for them, we might not hear about them. We might not hear that stuff. It's like you have the last case, Judy's out here championing, this, trying to find that second shooter.
Right.
But some of these people, and maybe Gabriel doesn't have people that maybe nobody knows enough about it, but it just makes you wonder when you have a flyer with no information on it. You're like, surely somebody in his life would have reached out by now, so it's just really hard to gauge that for people to see his picture and see his stats, how tall he is, how much he weighs and stuff. But without any other information, it's kind of hard to put a personality on it,
Right. Yeah, not like Tatum's idea is wanting to go through KBI and get the ones that have photos with them, get them made, get them out there.
Yeah,
And
very
I know
important.
she's working on trying to see if she can come up with photos for some of the other ones. She's been making contact with LE all over the place, trying to see what she can find out, get photos, whatever she can do.
Diana says, I feel like the one she befriended should give up the name if he's truly remorseful. Well, you also have to take consideration if he gives that name up, it's not just him that's going to pay the price. It's probably his kids, his cousins, his sisters. When you're dealing with a homicide, somebody already went all the way with taking this, too far. Somebody's gone, somebody's dead. So, you go and snitches get stitches. I'm just saying, I think it's cowardly that this person doesn't just say who it is. But at the end of the day, I kind of understand.
Judy's saying his family was threatened.
That's what I'm saying. Unless he's willing to have people that he cares about die, he can't say that, But I mean, at the end of the day, secrets come out all the time. Maybe someday they'll talk, but I get both sides. Let's talk about Abel.
Yep, and I know we've covered him before, but I added that far left-hand picture, which I know is not the best, but it's what KBI had, so. Okay, he's missing from Topeka, Kansas since July 19th, 2022. He's 17. He's 5'11", 135 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes, and it's believed he's still in Topeka. If you have any information regarding Abel's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9551 or 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get Abel located and back to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And Diana says that's a good point. And then Judy says we don't need no one else to die. Definitely, we don't need anybody else to die, Judy. I agree.
Yeah. It's just a tough situation for everybody involved,
It is.
Let's talk about, is it Zamaya?
Yeah, I believe it's Zamaya. And we have covered her, but I was sent those 3 pictures there. There were emails to me that there's some really good recent ones. I'm like, hey, those are the best ones of her we've been able to get yet. So,
right.
Missing from Lenexa, Kansas since June 16, 2022. She's 16. She's 5'5", 150 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in the Johnson County, Kansas area, or she may be in the Clarksville, Tennessee area. If you have any information regarding Zamaya's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Lenexa, Kansas Police Department at 913-477-7301 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Zamaya located, make sure she's safe and okay.
Yeah, too young.
Yeah,
it's not good on account of it's school starts in like a week, by the way. So if we have any runners, got to get your education.
Right.
I understand being upset and taking off, but you got to get your education.
Right.
You don't want to be forced to work a job, that's not, just get your education. I think most people that didn't get an education would tell people you should maybe pay attention in school because, I'm doing manual labor nowadays. So yeah, I mean, school's starting in a week. To anybody out there that might see this, that might be missing on their own accord, just remember, you got to get your education. That's where everything starts out.
Now there is some question as to whether that weight is accurate, because in our previous flyers I didn't have a height and weight, but KBI has 5'5", 150. Okay. And some of the folks that I've talked to regarding Zamaya seem to think that that's a little bit on the higher side, and they sent me a picture, kind of a profile shot of her, and there's more of a full body shot, and asked me what my opinion of her weight was. And I said, well, honestly, and looking at that photo, I would say she looks more in the neighborhood of about 115 to 120 pounds.
Wow.
Myself. But
well, a lot of times, I mean, I'm sure they didn't find her in a way, or KBI is probably just being sort of vague. But yeah, that's another thing you got to think about too. If you're somebody who might end up on one of these flyers on your own accord because you just leave. Like that's one thing you have to take into consideration is
Right.
like Ricky's gonna put whatever weight the KBI tells us. Like
It's
might.
something. It's more than I had before. So
That's what I'm
hey.
saying. Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying that reasons not to end up on a flyer if you can help
Yeah.
it. Like they put your information out there.
And Judy is saying there are people that know who it is that can drop an anonymous call. Definitely. There's always that anonymous outlet where they don't have to leave a name or nothing.
Right.
Just call and say, hey, here's the name of the shooter. I don't wish to leave my name, and you don't have to.
Right.
So
tough situation all around.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Donald. I named the show tonight after Donald.
Yeah.
Mainly because I've never heard of La Harpe, Kansas. But
Tell
me what happened here.
Now he's been missing since February 29th of 1984. He was 53 when he went missing. He would now be 91. 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, has light brown or graying hair and blue eyes. He was last seen at 11 p.m. on February 29th, 1984. His pickup was parked outside his mobile home, and his billfold clothes and some money were found inside the mobile home, and there were no signs of any kind of a struggle inside his home. He hasn't been seen or heard from since that time. Again, he was 53 when he went missing. He'd now be 91, 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, has light brown hair that is graying and blue eyes, and I'm sure if he's still out there somewhere, I'm sure it's probably all gray by now. If you have any information regarding Donald's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Allen County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-365-1400 or 620-36, well, that's the same number. What did I put it twice? KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't help get Donald located and back home.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been a few days ago.
Wow. 53.
Yeah, and he'd now be 91.
I've never heard of La Harpe, but
I haven't either.
But again, this is one of those things too where this guy, if these stats are correct, which who knows, they're 30, 40 years old, but 6 foot 180, like that's a pretty big guy in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that would be difficult to force him to go somewhere he didn't want to go. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Connie Judd saying that La Harpe is on Highway 54 going to Fort Scott.
Oh, 54. Okay.
Yeah, she corrected herself. She said 56, then she said 54.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Donda says it's down by
Iowa.
Well, I'm sure Donald's family really hated not never finding anything out. I'm sure most of the people that he was with are elderly too now,
When I first did his flyer, the only photo I had was that black and white one looks like it's been Xeroxed 50 times.
Yeah.
And I finally was able to manage to get a color version. Well, looks like it might have been from the same sheet. Looks like the shirt's the same. No.
Yeah, but striped shirts they never go out of style.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's sad. I wish that that wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Is this Tabron?
I would think Tabron or Tavern, something like that. That's one of my Wichita ones that I did recently.
Okay.
Missing since April 27th of 2021. He was 15 when he went missing, and now he's 16. 5'7", 130 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Tabron's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9456 or 316-268-4111 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get Tabron located and back home safe where he needs to be. It's been over a year, so see what we can do to help find him.
Yeah,
one thing I noticed in doing a lot of these Sedgwick County Wichita cases is a lot of these folks have been missing for like 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and it's just like, what in the world?
Right. That's what I was saying earlier, man. You do this show long enough, you start to realize that there's some serious problems in the state of Kansas when it comes to, our youth.
Yeah.
And then don't even get me started on the number of people that the police want to label as runners who are foster kids, It's just the whole system it's not
I
the
don't
strongest of systems. It's just
right.
tough.
I don't know if Tatum posted it or not, but I ran into an article last night that was, I think, published in June, I believe it was, of this year, that said Kansas is one of the top states for missing foster care youth right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Right.
I didn't realize that until I ran across that article last night. I was researching on Jamie Hernandez Zubia's case, which is one I want to talk about next week. And I happened to just run across that article and researching hers, and I was just like, oh, wow.
Well, I kind of put it together when I noticed that we kept covering cases of young people that the police were calling runners, and I noticed they were all from the same areas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had made the comment, you had made the comment that maybe they were in like group homes or something. So to me, like, it's just anybody who is being raised in an environment where it's not their natural parent. That's just a recipe for hard work, like, more than
Right.
anybody, Ricky. You have two daughters that you adopted, and I'm sure life has not been easy since the day you brought those girls home. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely had its challenges here
Right.
and there because of their backgrounds and everything, and
Exactly.
it's just,
So it's just
it's by no fault of their own. I mean, it's absolutely no fault of their own at all.
No,
it's just some of the things that they were branded with, let's just say, by bad decisions from the birth parents on what they were doing, especially while mom was pregnant with my older one. And it's just left her with some lifelong problems that she's going to have to try to work with and try to overcome for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's the truth. And so we're dealing with a situation where, and thank God you and your ex-wife were there to adopt those two girls. Like, a lot of kids don't get adopted. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that Candice was having trouble when I started doing this show, man, with the number of runners we saw. It's just really sad. And I hope that in some way this show and everybody that works behind the scenes is helping the situation. And
I didn't realize the extent of it until I started making flyers, and the more flyers I was making, I was starting to be asked to do more of the foster kids and, runners and stuff like that. And I didn't realize there was that many until I actually got involved. I was, oh my gosh.
A lot of them.
And then Berenice Ars, she says, hi everyone, this is my first time on. Ricky, I'd just like to thank you again on behalf of all families out there that are searching for answers on their loved ones. Well, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Yolanda Hernandez's sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I talked to so many people, I can't remember. I can't keep everything straight sometimes. And I'm pretty sure that is Yolanda Hernandez's sister right there. And we just talked about her case a little while ago.
We'll have to have her on maybe, because that's an interesting story. I mean, that's
She actually sent me a very long Word document on Yolanda's background. It's like 3 pages, I think it is. It's quite lengthy. Very lengthy. And well, that looks like 2.5 pages. And man, it's very, very lengthy, and it goes into very, very great detail, even more so than what you read in media.
Right. It's crazy stuff, man. Let's talk about Leslie.
Okay. Oh, yeah, she's saying, hang on real quick. Says, that's my sister. I shared her flyer today. It's gotten quite some attention. Good. I'm glad it has. I really am glad it has. It needs to. All right. I have to find Leslie here. Right there. She's missing. Leslie Rotana Garcia, missing from Topeka, Kansas since May 19th of this year. She's 17 years old, 5'1", 120 pounds. She has black hair that was last known to be dyed bright red and brown eyes. It's believed she's still in the Topeka area. And if you have any information regarding Leslie's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9551. Or 785-368-9200, or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And hopefully we can help get Leslie located back to where she needs to be, and hopefully safe and sound.
Yeah.
I mean, we want that for all of them to be found safe and sound. I mean, sometimes that's not always the case. Like with Nathan Thompson, was missing from here in town. His body was found out in eastern Ellsworth County about a week or so ago, and definitely ruled a homicide. So, unfortunately, that was the one that I was involved in a search effort for 3 weeks ago. Me and my brother and my daughter were all out there looking and found some interesting things we turned over to law enforcement that day.
Yeah.
So,
You showed me some pictures, man. That's
yeah. Don't know if it's connected or not, but if it is, hopefully they can use it.
Who knows, man? Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember the pictures. I don't remember exactly what you saw, but say you found like some bullet shells. Well, you live in Kansas, so there's probably a lot of bullet shells laying around, country roads and stuff. So, but yeah, you're right, man. Like, you found some stuff. I don't know what you found, but you found some stuff, and now it just kind of boils down to, okay, does this help us solve the clue? But that's one of the things I learned about growing up in Kansas is like, you go out in the country, walk around long enough, you're going to find like at least some shotgun shells from hunters, or a lot of guns in Kansas.
Interesting thing was my brother did after his body was found, my brother did kind of a Google Earth search type thing, and he started from where we were at doing the search to where his body was found, and it's not too awful far and not too hard to get to. So,
wow,
I don't know. As time will tell.
That's a tough one, though. Like, I feel like I'm a missing person advocate, but I don't know if I want to be the person that finds somebody that's deceased. That'd be really hard for me.
That would be hard, to actually walk up on something like that. I mean, people have done it. It's happened. I mean, deer hunters, mushroom hunters, they've come up on remains over and over. That's how Cara Kopesky was found. That's how Jessica Runyon was found.
Yeah.
Mushroom hunters.
People are out walking around in the middle of nowhere all the time. You think you hide something out there, but somebody's gonna find it.
Yeah, that's why we share on Kansas Missing periodically during mushroom hunting season and during hunting season. To ask hunters and mushroom hunters to be aware of your surroundings when you're out there. Trumpet around in the fields and in the woods, and see anything out of the ordinary that look like that shouldn't be there, like clothing, like stuff like that, to be wary of it and take pictures of it, get a hold of law enforcement and call, and maybe something connected to a case.
And if we learned anything from Yolanda's case, if you do find remains, don't touch it.
No, definitely not. Definitely
leave it
not.
alone.
Leave it where it sits. Don't touch it. Take pictures with your phone. Find some way to mark the area, like tie something around a tree branch or something nearby.
Something that's non-damaging to a crime scene.
Yeah, definitely.
The best thing to do is like if you have cell service, just send your location to somebody so you have it, and then you can call the police and send them that location.
Definitely.
But yeah, definitely don't touch the remains if you've come across. We've been covering
Eli.
We've covered Eli several times since I've been on this show. It looks like maybe he's missing again.
Yeah, I've been missing since March 16th, so he's still been missing out there for a while.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I guess I read that date wrong. So he hasn't been found yet.
Yeah, March 16th of this year, 17 years old. He's another one that's pretty good size, 6'1", 220, blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. He usually goes by the name Eli Hopkins. He doesn't use the Mitchell. And it's suspected he's either in Jefferson, Jackson, or Shawnee counties in Kansas. And he's 17 years old. He's 6'1", weighs 220 pounds, has blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. Have any information regarding Eli's disappearance, or his whereabouts, please call Topeka, Kansas Police Department, 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9200, or a KBI at 785-296-4017, and see if we can't get Eli located and back to a safe place where he needs to be.
Yeah. I for some reason...
Oh, wow. I was just reading Judy's comment down here saying my son was on scene on Josh and had to ID him. Doesn't do well now from it. I can imagine not. I don't think I would do too well.
Especially with somebody you care about. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Man, that's terrible. I feel for him. I really do.
Is this Lane?
Ian.
My brother name is Ian, but he does not spell it like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting spelling. That's for sure. And we have covered him before. It's been a while. Been missing since April 15th of 2022. He was 29 when he was missing. He would now be 30. 6'2", 150 pounds. Has dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. He went missing or was last seen at the Stick It in Your Ear music store located in the area of Walnut Street and Roberson in Springfield on April 17th. At the time of his disappearance, he was 29. He's now 30, 6'2", weighs 150 pounds, has dirty blonde hair and a beard and blue eyes, has a large tattoo of a cow skull with large horns and roses coming out of its eyes across his chest, as well as several other tattoos. And I'm not sure if we have those on screen because when I'm reading the flyers, I don't see the screen.
Actually, I forgot to put them, but yeah, if we cover him again, I'll do it.
Okay. If you have any information regarding Ian's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Detective Davis with the Springfield, Missouri Police Department at 417-864-1810 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 573-526-6178 or toll free at 866-362-6422. See if we can't get Ian located and back to where he needs to be. That's an interesting name for a music store. Stick It in Your Ear music store.
Right. I like it. Well, that's scary for Ian's friends and family. I mean, that's been a while.
And Tatum is saying, please let everyone know his family was to say that if he is listening, that they love him and miss him and want him to come home. So, Ian, if you are hearing this or somebody tells you about it, you know, your family, you know, they love you, they miss you, they want you to come home as soon as you can.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah. And then Tatum says we had a tip come in on him, waiting to see if it had any help on his case. Hopefully it does.
Hopefully. At least some kind of news, some kind of update.
Yeah.
Tell us about Candice.
Well, we've covered her before. Oh, see, she didn't get you the updated flyer with the corrected. I've had such a conflict with her last name. I was told it was spelled Reece. Then I was said, no, it's Reese. Now I'm told it's Reece.
Oh, okay.
So anyhow, Candice Reese is missing from Topeka, Kansas since July 21st, 2022. She's 5'4", 175 pounds. She has brown hair that is dyed red or pink or bright pink. And she has green or hazel eyes. And if you have any information regarding Candice's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9551 or 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Candice located and back to where she needs to be and hopefully safe and sound. And I did add a new picture to that flyer by the oh, yep. So you don't have the new picture that I added either on the flyer that I have. So we'll have to get that one up for another time probably.
Yeah, I just pulled these directly from Messenger.
Yeah. Well, because I hadn't updated hers yet to what I just did earlier today. Today. So.
All right. Well, tell us about Elijah.
Okay. He is missing from Mission, Kansas since July 3rd of this year. He's 18 years old. He's 5'10", 210 pounds, blonde hair and blue eyes. It's thought that he may still be in Mission or he may be in Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri. Boy, I got that all backwards. If you have any information regarding Elijah's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Mission, Kansas Police Department at 913-676-8300 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get Elijah located and back to where he needs to be.
Yeah, it's coming up on a month.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Let's talk about Anthony.
He's another one of the Wichita cases I got from KBI too. And let's see, he's missing since September 8th of 2019. He was 38 when he went missing. He'd now be 41. He's 5'11", 173 pounds, has red or auburn hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Anthony's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. see if we can't get Anthony located and back home safe where he needs to be. And hopefully he's doing okay out there wherever he is.
Right. It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a long time, man. 3 years is a long time.
Yeah, coming up on it in a couple of months.
Yeah. Tell us about Audrey.
Okay.
Another Wichita case.
Yeah, Audrey Dornbos. I hope I said that right. Dornbos. Missing since October 7th of 2019. There's another 2019 case. She was 31 when she went missing. She'll now be 33. 5'6", 203 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Audrey's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or 316-263-6011 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get Audrey located and back to where she needs to be, hopefully safe and sound.
So these are just cases you found on KBI, basically.
Well,
people that are just still outstanding.
I think on Audrey's, I had done hers for somebody that requested it because I have a case number and there are no case numbers on KBI. So I think I've done one, done it for somebody before.
Okay.
But I did update it. So yeah, I updated the age now. Basically,
Okay.
I could update, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. Well, someday maybe we'll get an update. That's another Wichita. A lot of Wichita. As I was saying, like it's going to be tough fitting 10 flyers on there without leaving anybody out, man. There's so many people missing. Let's talk about Leo.
Okay, that's another one out of Topeka. Leonel Sanchez Sagar. I hope I said that right. Missing from Topeka, Kansas since July 11th of 2022. He's 17, 5'10", 200 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. It's believed he's still in Topeka. So if you have any information regarding Leonel's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9551 or 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't help get Leo located and back to where he needs to be.
All right.
And hopefully he's out there safe and okay and just needs to get a hold of somebody and say, hey, here's where I'm at. Come get me.
Yeah. And then I have Jessie next.
Okay. And Tatum's saying real clear all the cases from KBI. Our goal is to be able to give coverage to cases that have had no coverage. That's what our goal is to do.
Needs it big time. Yeah.
Yeah. And Judy's saying she thought she saw something on Facebook about him being found. Are you referring to Jessie, Judy? Let's see what she has to say here. I'll go ahead and cover him real quick while we're waiting. And let's see. He's missing from Great Bend, Kansas. Since June 28th of 2022. He's 13 when he went missing. He's now 14. He's 5'7", 155 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Jessie's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Great Bend, Kansas Police Department at 620. Oh my goodness, I botched the number up here. I'm gonna have to look it up because I botched it on the flyer. I think it's 620-793-4120, but let me double check just to be sure. I might have it in my notes here. Look. So,
Kaylee's here.
Maybe I don't have it in my notes like I thought I did. Let me look real fast here. I want to get you guys the correct number here.
I want to give a shout out to Kaylee. She's in the room. Judy Dunn says know the case before, and then Berenice said that's great because we learned that my sister didn't even have a pick on the KBI site. So that's
that's correct. 620-793-4120 would be the Great Bend, Kansas Police Department. Of course, KBI 785-296-4017. I will have to make that correction on his flyer after the show. I didn't realize I'd botched that.
So she's saying Leo. She saw something about Leo being found, maybe.
We'll see about that one. I'm not sure. Let me see if he's still on KBI right quick. If he's not on KBI, chances are he was found because he was on KBI.
They update that pretty quickly, don't they?
Yeah, usually. Well, he's still listed. This is interesting because when you click on, when you first put in the name Leo, I put in Leo, it puts up Josefina Sagarnaga Ibarra. But you click on that and it brings up Leo Sagarnaga. So he is still listed on KBI.
Okay.
So don't know. It's weird. I'm not sure they got the reporting party's name in there by mistake or what they did.
Well, let's talk about Kenny Wright check.
Okay. Yeah, right. Of course, he's missing from my hometown here in Salina, Kansas since November 4th of 2019. 69 when he went missing. He's now 72. He's 5'9", 175 pounds, gray hair and blue eyes. He does sometimes use the last name Brown. He does suffer from diminished mental health capabilities and is on disability, but has not tried to access any of his money since he was last seen. He may have family in Northwest Kansas, possibly around the Colby area. He was last seen at the Gospel Mission here in Salina. He left there and has not been seen or heard from since. He does not have a cell phone, a vehicle, or any identification. His mode of transportation was a bicycle that he would ride or push around town to pick up scrap metal and take it to the scrap yard and sell for extra money, because information I was told that his payees were not real good about making sure he had money with him. So he would pick up scrap and sell it so he had money. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 69. He's now 72. He's 5'9", weighs about 175 pounds, has gray hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Kenny's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help figure out where Kenny's at, and hopefully he's safe and doing okay. And I try to hold that hope, but since he's been missing, we've had really, really harsh, bad winters where the temperatures bottomed out really bad, and extremely hot summers and stuff. So it's hard to keep hope, but I keep trying to have hope that he's just out there somewhere, maybe living in a homeless camp somewhere or something.
I just want to know if those checks are being cashed. We need to figure it out, because Kenny ain't getting that money.
I have no idea what this is all about. It says, Ricky, hello. So, hello, Anthony. How are you doing? And then he follows it up with, already handled it last year. Called and they said they would take me off. What? Oh.
Oh, he's a
okay.
case we covered.
We covered his case just a little while ago.
Well, it's good to hear from you. We were told you were missing, so I'm glad that you're not missing. That's actually really good.
Thanks for letting us know, Anthony. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's the power of this show. Somebody texted him like, "Hey, I'm watching some live stream on Facebook, and they're saying you're missing, but I know where you are." Somebody probably just messaged him and just said, "Hey, they're talking about you on a live stream."
Well, Anthony, best thing I can suggest is to call him again or go down there and visit him personally and say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm fine. Take me off the thing, please. I'm not missing. I'm living my best life. Best I can suggest." He says, "You guys keep up the good work. I would love to be a part of your team." Hey, cool. Hey.
We'd love to talk to you. We got 2 cases left, everybody. Then we do got a located safe for you. Let's go ahead and talk about Alexander Perez.
Okie doke. Yeah, let's see here. He's right there. Missing from Ulysses, Kansas since December 1st of 2020. He was 35 when he went missing. He's now 36. He's 5'11", 235 pounds, black hair that he shaves bald and brown eyes. He had called a family member on the phone on December 1st and advised he'd be coming to their home to wash clothing items. Never arrived at the family member's home in Ulysses, and he's not been heard from or seen by family or friends since then. And he'd been staying with family and friends prior to his disappearance. And it's believed that he may still be in Ulysses, or he may be in the Garden City area or surrounding areas. Of course, we've heard the rumors and stuff, and hopefully they're not true, but sadly they're out there. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 35. He's now 36. He's 5'11" and weighs 235 pounds. Has black hair that he shaves off, nearly bald, and brown eyes. Has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye. Has Perez tattooed on one of his arms. Has a tattoo of a cross on a chain across his chest. If you have any information regarding Alexander's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-356-3500 or the Ulysses, Kansas Police Department at 620-356-4600 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him located and back to his family because I know they're not giving up looking.
No. I talked to two of Alexander's family members about every 2 weeks. I check in with them, see if there's any updates. They've become friends of mine.
Yeah.
You know, I lived, in Garden City back in the day, and I probably may have been in the same area as Alexander before. Never met him, but he's got a great family. You know what I mean?
Did you want to play that voicemail again? Or
yeah, let me do that. Let me see if I can pull it
real
up.
quick.
Right there. There we go.
Last.
I don't know, man. I'm supposed to be going back early morning to go get some shit and then go get some other stuff down there and bring it back down here, but I don't even know, man. It's been wild down there. It's been crazy. Fucking been held at gunpoint and robbed and tried to beat me up. It's a bunch of crazy shit going on in GC, man.
Wow.
That's a pretty haunting message.
Yeah.
Last voice message you ever sent.
Yeah. Well, we got one case left, and we're going to show Brandon's video. Let's talk about Dana Jane Bruce.
All right. She's been missing from Sedalia, Missouri since October 4th of 2008. She was 23 when she went missing. She'll now be 37. She's 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair and greener hazel eyes. She was last seen at her children's baby center's home in Sedalia, Missouri. She left the children there earlier that day so she could go out for the evening. She returned at midnight and gave the babysitter more money and asked her to watch the children for the remainder of the night. Dana was seen at the Malone's bar on Main Street with a young man driving a late model red Ford F-150 truck earlier on the night of her disappearance. She left with the man at about 11:30 p.m. Police have identified the man that Dana was with that night. He traveled to Atlanta, Georgia after her disappearance, and police questioned him about Bruce after he was arrested there on unrelated charges of marijuana possession and driving on a suspended license. Authorities have not named him publicly, but they are calling him a person of interest in her case. He told his questioners that he and Dana parted ways after they left the bar and never saw her after that. She left all of her personal belongings behind, including her hairbrush and toothbrush. She does not have credit cards, debit cards, checking account, cell phone, or a car. At the time of her disappearance, she was 23. She would now be 37. She's 5'2" and weighs 98 pounds. She has brown hair that was colored brown at the roots and black at the ends with red highlights, and she has greener hazel eyes. She was last known to be wearing a black shirt with the word Rebel and silver lettering on the front and blue jeans. She has a tattoo of a teddy bear with wings and the name Dylan on her upper left arm. She's blind in her left eye. She has a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder, and her ears are pierced one time each. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-827-7823 or 660-826-8100 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178 or their toll-free numbers 866-362-6422 and see if we can't help get Dana located and back to her family. I know they're still looking for her and they want answers and closure. So let's see if we can help get that for them.
Right.
And Ellen, you're very welcome. Definitely very welcome. And we're going to keep doing it too.
Right. All right, everybody, you're watching KMU Pod. We'll be right back after this. By the way, big news after the break.
Okay. I always like those located safe rails.
It's a good time. Tatum points out 18 found safe this week, 19 if you count our buddy Anthony,
Yep.
who is safe, he says. So that's awesome.
Good deal. And what's the big news after the break?
Oh, so we'll announce more on the 1st, but we did pick up a sponsor. So there's quite a few fees that go into doing this, and we've been like covering that like personally, and then Ricky does like all the work, and Tatum does all the work. It's a lot of stuff coming together, but as far as the bills, as far as like paying for the software we use to do stuff and our website, we did get a sponsor. We will announce who that sponsor is on the 1st. But we did get our very first sponsor, and they're going to help us out with our website, which is it's a fee that we have to pay every month in order for that website to exist. And by the way, since we do have a sponsor for that website, we need more people to visit that website. We love that people visit our Facebook page, but we do have the kmupod.com. Right now, you're going to find a lot of the cases that we cover every week, like Kenny Wright check, stuff like that. But yeah, we are in the process of adding more to that website. So visit kmupod.com. But yeah, we have a local Wichita company who is going to be helping us out with our website. So we're just very, very excited to announce that on the 1st.
Cool. I thought we had a second one in the works too.
Working on it, yeah. I just haven't. They haven't set a launch date. So the one we're going to announce on the 1st, that we'll announce that on the 1st. Me and Brandon are working on some stuff that we can share. But yeah,
cool.
But I think that's all the news I have for this week. Yeah.
Alan says, thank you all, doing a great job. Kaylee's asking how we're doing tonight. Doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight, Kaylee? And Trisha says, great show, all of you. Thank you for all you do. You're very welcome. And Shelly is saying, that's exciting. Amanda's asking, were the 3 girls out of Garden City ever found? They'd gotten out of the Finney County jail and into a car. Last we heard, I think it was July 5th, Taylor Criswell and Lauren McQuigg were seen in Wichita in a silver or gray Mercedes. And there was a possible sighting of Lucia in Lawrence, and she may possibly be in Kansas City.
Wow.
And Kaylee said she's trying not to get eaten by her dog. Oh, hopefully not.
That sounds scary.
Yeah.
All right.
So as far as I know, they're still not located yet. The 3 out of Garden City, which was Taylor Criswell, Lauren McQuigg, and Lucia Hernandez. So if anybody has any information on those two, get a hold of the Garden City, or not Garden City. Yeah, I guess it was Garden City. Garden City Police Department, and let them know.
Yeah. Well, we're about 5 minutes over the, what is this? You are both amazing. Bless you both. And thank you. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Yeah. There's a lot of people backstage right now that are really big part of this.
And Donna, you can go to patreon.com/KMUpod and you can donate there.
Or we're on Venmo at Back Home Media, or both places. But we are going to be doing some really cool stuff now that we have some people helping us pay the bills. So we'll be able to do some really cool stuff as far as making the show better and everything.
I'd like to see our Patreon support build though too.
Right.
For sure. Like I say, it's patreon.com/KMUpod.
Right. Well, Ricky, you know what to do to get us out of here, man.
Sure. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight so we could cover these missing persons and unsolved homicides and try to get some answers and closures for the families involved. And like I pray every week, pray that it reaches the right ears, the right hearts, then they'll do the right things. There's not ways to do it anonymously they can use, and pray that they do that. And until we see each other this coming Tuesday, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. God bless, and amen.
Amen.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a suicidal crisis or emotional distress, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.